Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been super long since my last video, which was kind of a contrast from my fitness content, but I've been really wanting to kind of tune into my music side. So I'm still posting a lot of fitness shorts, but if you guys are kind of into this, like this video, let me know. But I thought today was a really great day to come back. Man's Best Friend came out this Friday. It is currently Sunday, the last day of August, and I thought it would be a great day to go over my initial thoughts with you guys and do a little tier list. I was thinking of doing kind of an album analysis like I did with TTPD, but I thought since this is pretty fresh, I'd go through a track by track and kind of have a little more fun with it. I feel like this will provide a really good opportunity to not only go through the tracks, but also kind of talk about the album as a cohesive piece and Sabrina Carpenter's evolution as a songwriter since Short and Sweet. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Sabrina Carpenter kind of took the world over by storm last summer. We had Short and Sweet Summer, obviously Brat Summer, but like guys, who wasn't streaming espresso? Like, I'm not a coffee drinker, and she made me try it. Like, I can't even joke around about that. So, with her kind of comeback or up and comings, if you will, with Short and Sweet, I think everyone was really excited for Man's Best Friend. You know, you had a ton of really cool promo, especially with her being on Taylor Swift's new album, Life of a Showgirl. I think she was definitely getting a lot of media with that, but also there's definitely some caveats to that. Like, I remember when the album cover dropped and there was a lot of to do about that, and I totally understand where people were coming from. I think within the context of the album it's a lot more interesting, but definitely without that context I could totally see, even when I first saw it I was like, huh, like this is interesting, and then I got into the discourse and I was like, oh, like this is how people are taking it, like this is really interesting. I think there was a lot of anticipation for this album. Can she outdo Short and Sweet? Can she even do it again? And I will tell you guys right now, I don't think this album is as strong as Short and Sweet, but to be fair, I don't think you're gonna get multiple espressos again. Like the espresso, please, 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 Juno run of that album is insane. I know they're not like sequential, but just like those songs all three together are just like powerhouses. Like I don't know if you can necessarily repeat that, but that being said, I do think we have some interesting songs in this album that I'm really excited to talk about. So again, if you guys like this music content, definitely like let me know below if you guys have any other albums you want to hear me talk about. I really like music, so I wanted to kind of talk about that on here. But let's just get into the album. So I made this tier list, and so let's go through the tiers. And I also wanted to say right off the gate, I got this idea from the Swiftologist, who I love listening to his critical music reviews. I think he has really interesting takes. So I don't want to take I definitely want to like plug that. Like I got this tier list idea from him. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Not that he invented tier listing, but I felt like, you know, I got the idea from him. I should definitely plug it. So my first tier is World Was Never the Same. This is that banger pop diva, like Sabrina Carpenter in your face, like you know it's her. We have Singing and Dancing too. This is a song where it's coming on, I'm singing and dancing. It might have not changed my world, but I love to hear it on a playlist. Time and Place. Maybe I'm listening to it occasionally. Maybe I'm putting it on with a specific mood, but it definitely might be a skip. Plain old skip. Most of the time I'm skipping it. Maybe I'll play it once or twice and I'll be like, huh, like, you know, forgot about this one. And none of my business. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. Okay, so let's start with Song of the Summer, Manchild. Is your Song of the Summer Manchild or Moonbeam Ice Cream? Comment down below. But yeah, so Manchild, I initially I thought the song was a little boring, honestly, off the bat. I thought it was a little boring. I thought it was very reminiscent of Short and Sweet. The more I listen to it, I'm someone who like listens to a song for the first time and I'm like, I hate this song. Like one of my favorite albums ever, Happier Than Ever, She's Over There. I listened to her for the first time and I was like, that's not for me. Um, so I definitely thought it was boring off the gate. Now I do think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I don't think it's the strongest song on here. That being said, I love a little man-child line dance. I love the Dolly daughter of it all. She is giving country, she's giving sassy, and I do think it definitely helped out with the controversy surrounding her album cover because it's like, well, she's calling them man children. So like, do we really think this album's going to be um saying that what the cover might have implied about women? Like, no, we don't think that. Does that excuse that? Like, that's you know, I'm not going to touch on that, but um, with Manchild, I was pretty confident that we're definitely not getting a Sabrina anti-feminist movement. So I think I'm gonna go with singing and dancing too. Um, okay, so that was delayed. I'm gonna go with singing and dancing too. Love her. Did she change my world? No. Was she my song of the summer? I don't think so. We don't have a ton of strong contenders. I honestly really loved Love Me Not. I think that was a really great song. Man Child was definitely on my summer playlist. And I can't lie, I was listening to that last like 30 seconds of Moonbeam Ice Cream. Guys, guys, I'm sorry. Like I never said I had the best music taste. I just said I love music. Okay, now we have Tears. Um, I really, really love the like chicka of it all. Like, I love that part. I will say the first half of the music video, she kind of lost me. I think I wasn't necessarily understanding where she was coming from. Like when the long nails like rip off her suit jacket, I was a little bit like, oh, like, but I do like this song. I think she's very dance, very fun, a little disco. And she's absolutely serving in that second half of the music video. The first half is fun, and I do think it's fun. I think I just missed the plot initially, maybe, and I was just like, oh, like I think I don't know. So missing the plot, whatever. I'll blame myself for that one. But she is absolutely serving in the second half of that. Yeah, you can't deny it. It is Miss Sabrina Slay. And I really love the dance break. So I'm definitely singing and dancing. World was never the same. I'm gonna put her in singing and dancing for now and reserve my right to revise my list as we keep going. Now, my man on Willpower. World was never the same. I think, okay, this might be a hot track. I think personally for me, this was one of the most standout tracks on this album. I really love that bridge, and I love her taking the, like, oh my gosh, like, am I the problem? Like, I part of the reason I love Sabrina is because she keeps it real. And I think she delivers some lines that are funny because they are so clearly like, oh, I'm doing this wrong. Oh, I'm dating the wrong guys intentionally, blah, blah, blah. Again, man child, like, oh, he's stupid, slow, like I'm not picking them, but you're dating. So it, she's always playing this game with us. And so I think this song is a super fun way of kind of exploring that dynamic of like, oh my gosh, like he's in his grind set, he's like on his shit, and like maybe I need to look inward. um, I think everyone would like world stop the whatever, I can't sing, but oh my God. I don't even know what that was. Someone needs to stop me from singing. Okay, so this next run of songs, in my opinion, is where we kind of hit a low point on the album. So let's talk about it. Sugar Talking. Okay, so Sugar Talking, we've got Sabrina talking about, I'm so sick of you telling me things, just come over and, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. She is absolutely serving voice on this. Like, you cannot deny it. That being said, I do think this was a little bit of a forgettable track. I want to go ahead and listen to the bridge again and see if I believe there's like a really good instrumental here. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put her in Time and Place. I do think there are worse tracks on this album. That being said, I think Sugar Talking for me was a little bit forgettable. I do really love that instrumental bridge. I love her serving voice. I definitely think there's a time and place for this song. That being said, is it going on a lot of my playlists? I don't think so. And again, that's just where I'm at right now. Like, if you guys disagree with this, I'd love to hear your takes in the comments. Like, this is just my take right now on these songs. I do like the message behind it. I think it's kind of interesting and an interesting take on like modern day relationships. Like, I'm sick of the paragraphs. Like, I love kind of modernizing the relationship song when we're talking about paragraphs or dating apps or like catfishing. Like, I love hearing that in hearing the up and comments of Gen Z kind of expressing themselves that way. Because I think for a while there was this void in music of like relatability in the dating scene for younger people because it was mostly millennials and older folk, not older, but like older than Gen Z writing about these things with different experiences. So now we're going to We Almost Broke Up Last Night. Okay. So for We Almost Broke Up Tonight, I might get hate for this. I'm giving this a skip. And here's my reasoning why. I think this is so I think Sabrina's best songs are her poppy ballads, as we could see, or not poppy ballads, her poppy preppy fun songs. She's being funny, she's serving wordplay, she's serving, wink wink. Sabrina Carpenter is super funny. That being said, is she my go-to for a song where I'm gonna be crying on the ground dying? No. And I think she's done it well before. I did really enjoy, like, Because I Liked a Boy. I think, world stop moment there. Also that situation was very, like, prominent in culture for a while, but, like, is she better than an Olivia Rodrigo with Taylor Swift in terms of the ballads? Well, no. Is she better than them in terms of, like, again, like what I was saying, the funny, the wordplay, the pop princess of that all, the controversial but lovable girl? No, she's the queen of that. I like the bridge on this. I think everyone does, but I just like it. And the rest of the song for me was a little bit forgettable. So that's just my own take on it. Again, this is no hate. Love Sabrina, and that's why I'm making this video. So let's move on to Nobody's Son. Okay, so let's go on to Nobody's Son. I know I just said that I didn't love Sabrina Carpenter ballads. That being said, I think this is Time and Place. I love the chorus on this. I've been listening to it way too often. I think once again we have a really interesting take of, like, I'm third wheeling all the time, like all my friends are dating people. Again, I think a key thing for her, she needs to keep it to new and fresh perspectives. I think Sabrina can really fall flat on those pop ballads, like with that last one, where we're revisiting things without a new perspective, and it's just not interesting to me. I really liked this song. I really liked the chorus. That being said, is it absolutely, like, knocking me over? Like, am I listening to it on repeat? Not right now. Could that happen? For sure. I think this course is an earworm, but for now, it's definitely not up there with, like, Tears, Man Child, My Man on Willpower. Okay, Never Getting Laid. I think this is my least favorite song on the album, so I'm gonna put it in None of My Business because I don't think anyone else is going down there. Again, she's being funny, but in a way that is a bit boring to me. It's just slow. It's not hooking me in. I get into the first 30 seconds and I'm like, I'm kind of not here anymore. Again, I think she's, I'm looking through the lyrics right now. I feel like we're revisiting charted territory as opposed to uncharted. I don't even know if charted's a word. um, I feel like this is not an uncommon subject of just talking about, like, I have these mixed feelings about an ex. Like, I, don't want these things for you, blah blah blah. I didn't find it interesting how she approached it. I didn't find the production to be quite interesting to me. Again, that being said, do I absolutely hate the song? No, please don't come for me in the comments. But let us continue on to When Did You Get Hot? Serving Ariana Grande. Hello? Like, this is really an Ariana Grande song when you think about it. I really like it. I think it's a sultry song. I think she's really, once again, I think it's a new perspective. I think she's being funny, she's being silly, she's in her bag with this one, absolutely. I think it's fun. I think it's relatable. So I think I'm gonna put this in Time and Place. And honestly, I think I'm gonna put Nobody's Son in singing and dancing too, because low key, like, comparing these two. I really like that chorus of Nobody's Son. I'm sorry, it's such an earworm. So I think I'm gonna move that one up and put When Did You Get Hot in Time and Place because I really like it. I think it's fun, but it's not, like, my personal preference of the type of course I want to listen to because it is serving a little bit of Ari, and I love Ari. I loved Eternal Sunshine, but, like, her other works for me are very Time and Place. Like, I'm not streaming a lot of her songs consistently. Again, exception of some of them, but she has a lot of songs that, like, I'll love sometimes and other times I just feel like I'm not in the mood for. But let's move over to Go Go Juice. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think this is so fun. I think World Was Never the Same. She is serving supreme country star in this, like Dolly Parton, Gen Z. Um, and I love this. I think it's so fun. I think it's such, like, a song for the girls. Again, girl power with this one. I think it's so funny. I do think it's kind of a new perspective, and I think she's making fun of herself, which I don't think is easy for pop stars to be doing these days. Like, once again, with My Man on Willpower, we're being very honest. We're being very honest about our situation and like maybe we're doing something wrong. And I think she's being so funny on this. Everyone wants their go-go juice. I could totally see. I think this was already a collab. I think she was collabing with an alcohol company. I forget who it is. It might be Jack Daniels. I don't know. But I'm obsessed with the song. I think it's so fun. I think it's such a good going out song, but I think it's also a great one to have on your playlist. It's like the kind of song where you can listen to it when you're getting ready with the girls and still have fun, but you can also listen to it when you're sad and you are like in that position where you're just like, you know, getting drunk at whatever time she mentions, like 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. I don't remember, guys. This album's too new for me. Sorry. That was probably really embarrassing for me. Don't worry, I'll make you worry. Okay, so I was wrong. That's actually gonna also go in none of my business. I did not enjoy this song. I once again found it to be one of the more boring songs on the track list. Um, I think, as I've said many times in this video, she struggles with the ballad songs. I think she does it the best on Nobody's Son, but I think these songs are giving slow, not interesting lyrics to me. Um, because there are definitely a lot of slow ballad songs that I love out there. Again, Georgia Post Moment, I really liked that album. It was very slow, but I think it had such interesting lyricism that allowed me to kind of sit with it for so long and unpack it every time I listened to it, which was a really exciting time. So for now, the song is not for me. It was really not memorable when I looked back on the track list. It was hard for me to remember what it even sounded like. So now we go into House Tour. Well, yes, I live on Pretty Girl Avenue, so I'm gonna give this World Was Never the Same. Absolutely. Once again, I think Sabrina is at her peak. She's word playing. She's having so much fun with this song. This song is such a good, once again, girls' night getting ready to go on the town, but also like Hot Girl Walk. Like you can listen to it at any time. I think it has so many memorable phrases. Again, when I think of like That's Not Me Espresso, I totally live on think about Pretty Girl Avenue. Um, I love like Take Your Shoes Off. I think that's really funny. So I love this song. I think it's really poppy, really fun. And these ones, particularly these three, I totally see these going viral. Also with Tears for sure, Nobody's Son. I see those totally being on the radio, but I'm trying to think of like who's our new Juno and stuff like that. And I totally see that in these songs I have in the top row, at least in my opinion. Like I'm still listening to Juno to this day. It's such a summer song. It's gonna be on my summer playlist for probably a really long time. So, and I think she's serving Bulletproof Pop once again with so many of these songs. And finally, we're getting into Goodbye. I think this is fairly good. I think I'm gonna put her in Time and Place just because I think it's super catchy, super fun, but I also think it is to the point where it feels like she's trying a little bit, so I think it can be kind of hard to listen sometimes. And again, no hate on this song, no hate on any of these songs. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's so fun, so interesting. And I just think that this song for me, if I'm listening to it at the wrong time, can give a little bit of cringe. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, this is just where I'm sitting with. But yeah, now that I've ranked the album, I want to kind of give my takeaways. I think this is a cohesive album. I think we have more cohesion here than we did on Short and Sweet. That being said, I think Short and Sweet delivered more hits in my opinion. I would say it was about a half to half ratio with Short and Sweet of like pure absolute bangers, and then the other song ranging anywhere from like still a banger to like I'm skipping it. There were only like two or three skips on that album for me personally. So I do think this album was a little bit weaker in terms of that category, but I think it is more cohesive. I really love the country spin she's putting on it. I think it's a really great follow-up album to Short and Sweet. I think that was an incredibly hard album to follow, especially with Sabrina already having four or five more albums that she's already created that obviously didn't do as well as Short and Sweet. I'm sure she was kind of toggling around with the idea of like, do I go back to how I was kind of writing music before this? Do I try and do another Short and Sweet era? And I think this was a really good mix of like, I definitely see a couple songs that remind me of like emails I can't send, but I also see songs that remind me a lot of Short and Sweet. Obviously, I think Man Child very much felt like a mix of both this new album and Short and Sweet. And I do really like the country twang. I think it's so like it looks so good on Sabrina. I think she is country girl at her roots, and we got a little bit of that on Short and Sweet, but we got a ton of that here. And I think she, is serving it so well. So I love that for her, and I'm really excited to hear her on The Life of the Showgirl. The Life of a Showgirl. Oh my God, I cannot say that wrong. Um, yeah, but I'm really excited to hear her on The Life of a Showgirl, coming up next month, basically. It's the last day of August. So, oh, what do you guys think of my ranking? Are you guys hating it? Are you loving it? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys have any other albums you'd like to hear me speak on. I've been really enjoying speaking about music recently. But otherwise, I really look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and I look forward to continuing to listen to this album, and I'll let you guys know if my rankings change. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you like these kinds of videos. I'm going to try and upload a little bit more than I have been, but with school, it's been kind of crazy. So yeah,